What's up, guys? It's Travis. This is going to be our 9th video. Thanks for watching and subscribing and giving me those thumbs up. Definitely appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about adding sound. It's going to be a pretty easy lesson, and we're also going to be talking about this activity cycle, and you'll understand a little bit more about it because we basically added all these and we didn't use any of them. We didn't use any of these methods that we added. So that might have confused you, but I'm going to kind of talk you through this. And I'm also feeling finally getting over that cold, so should be a pretty good lesson here for me. You want to open up Clips, and we're going to go to the main Java, and within the onCreate method we're going to play our sound. And to do that, it's pretty simple. We're just going to have to set up a sound variable, and anytime you use a sound variable, you want to set it up as MediaPlayer, just like we would do with integer or string, or a short or a long. We need to define what it is, and what it is MediaPlayer. Then we can name it whatever we want. I'm going to call it MP, short for MediaPlayer. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it string cheese if you want. We're going to do MP splash, and basically it's saying, hey man, I don't know what this MediaPlayer is, because this isn't a Java term. This is an Android term again. So we're just going to import the media Android, or the media class, so we can use MediaPlayer. And see, it's right here. Now we can use this and we can define it. Just as we would with the integer, we'd say this is like 5. But when you define a MediaPlayer, a variable, it's a little bit different. We're going to have to do MediaPlayer dot, and then you have these options. We're going to do dot create, because we're creating it. Pretty tough concept there, but yeah. So we're going to do create, and basically within its parameters it takes a context for the first one, and for the second one, this is what we're going to use as a reference. You can use like a song online if you want. I'll do that if you guys really want me to show you. But since we saved an MP3 in our RAR folder that we created, we're going to reference it straight from there. And so we're going to do onCreate, and again it takes 2 parameters. For the first one, it was a context. We're just going to say this. This is a Java term. I'll explain it later when we use it some more, but that's Java. If you know it, you'll understand what that means. And for the second parameter, we're going to reference this. And if you remember, we've always referenced by r dot, and we're going to go to rar dot, and then we have our title for our sound that we want to play. So we're going to do logo noise. That's what I named mine as. If you named it something else, put it there. And so basically we set up our variable now, but we still aren't using it. It's saying, hey dude, the local variable MP splash is never read. And this is going to be a difficult part. No, not really. It's pretty easy. To start this method, or this variable, to start playing, all you have to do is do MP splash, so it has a reference to the variable you want, and then you hit dot start. And this is a method, so you're going to enclose those with nothing. And there we go. We should have our sound playing. I'm just going to check it out, make sure it works. Save the changes. Hit OK. Okay. That was pretty neat. Kind of a weird sound, and my computer's slow, so it didn't synchronize perfectly, but when you use it on a phone or something that runs at normal speed, unlike my crappy computer, it'll be on sync. But the only problem is that sound, it was 5 seconds long, and we set our splash screen up for 5 seconds. Let's say our splash screen was only 1 second, or this audio clip was 3 minutes. Basically what would happen now is we're going to run it again, and I don't know if you'll see it because my computer loads so slow, but So basically, that wasn't too bad, but for other files it might sound terrible, but we don't want that sound to carry over, which it did. Once our splash screen destroyed itself, the sound kept playing. So if you had like a 3-minute song, it'd keep playing for 3 minutes. And we wouldn't want that, because we might want to play other sounds and it'll just get confusing for the user of the app. So this is a problem that we have, because on create it's just going to start that sound and let it run till it ends. But now what we can do is we can use some of these other methods that we set up, such as the onDestroy method. I don't know where you put this within here, but find your onDestroy method, and basically this is saying when this activity ends, do these functions. So basically, if you're making like a video game and the user forgot to save or something, but your app got shut down, you can save some of the data in here, so it'll automatically save. But for this app, onDestroy, we're just going to destroy that sound. So we're going to go mp splash, and it's not taking this variable. It's like, hey, I don't even know what this is. And the problem we're having right now is we define that variable within this onCreate method. So basically, this variable is a local variable. It's only going to work within here. Think of yourself as onCreate, and you got headphones right now, and you're listening to this sweet rattlesnake fighting an African scorpion sound, and you're like, whoa, this is awesome. And your buddy onDestroy, he's like, hey man, can I listen to that? And you're like, no, this is my variable, this is my sound, you can't use it. But we're going to be nice, and we're going to let onDestroy use that sound. But the only way we can do that is set up a variable in our above this onCreate. It's in our activity, or in our main class, so all of the other methods can use it. And up here you aren't going to define what it is, but we're just going to set MediaPlayer.mp splash, and then we're just going to end it. We aren't going to set it equal to anything. We're just going to say, hey, everyone can use this. You're going to bust out your boombox, and you and onDestroy and your other buddies on Resume and all that stuff on pause are going to be jamming out to this crazy scorpion fighting a rattlesnake sound. So now if we scroll down to the onDestroy, now we can type this out, and it should be able to recognize it as a variable. And see, when we hit the dot, it's giving us these things we can put after the dot. And if you notice over here, all of them say like media player or an object. So it knows that's a media player, a variable that we're using right now. And what we want to use is, within our onDestroy method, we just want to kill the sound. We just want to stop the sound. And to do that, you just say release. You're just going to be like, okay, dude, I'm done with you. I'm done listening to this crazy noise. So when our activity, my main, is closed or is destroyed, it's going to stop the music. And you do that by release. Some other things that we can do is say, hey, on pause. Like if we get a text message while we're using this, it's going to pause our activity so we can get our text message or whatever, and then when we get back, it's going to just restart it. So to pause, if it pauses in the middle, we're just going to do mp splash, and then we can look through these again, and it's something called pause. Pretty simple. So mp splash pause, that's going to pause our noise right where it's at. And then we can say on resume, right here, we can go mp splash and then just start back up again, and it'll start where it was. So that's kind of what's going on with these other methods that we use, is we can basically pause our sound when our application pauses in the middle of it, and we can also restart that sound when our program resumes after we get done texting. So that's kind of why we added these other methods. So I'm just going to save the project. It gets rid of all the errors. But our only other problem we're having is right now we're still defining this splash within the onCreate method as a local variable because it's basically being redundant right here. So it's thinking that you want to define this variable as a local variable because basically it's redefining it, and it's going to make this onCreate method think that you're establishing a local variable. That's why these are highlighted in blue and these aren't highlighted in blue. And basically, just to get rid of that is just delete that prefix or that defining term of what the variable is, and now they all turn blue, and now they're all related to each other. Pretty simple concept. I'm just going to save it again, and then we're basically done with this tutorial. For those of you, if you were wondering why I did this while loop, you didn't really have to do that. We could have just said sleep for 5,000 and it would have worked pretty much the same. But this app is so cool right now that people are going to be playing this app like 1,000 times a day just because it's so awesome and so fun to play with. And they don't want to watch that splash screen for 5 seconds 1,000 times a day. So we're going to later set up something where they click on the screen while the splash screen is playing, and it just kills the splash screen.